ano ang GMO? Tara, pag-usapan natin. So let's discuss what is GMO or genetically modified organism. So our first objective is to provide a clear and detailed explanation of what GMOs are, the science behind genetic modification, and the various techniques used in creating GMOs. So a GMO or genetically modified organism is a living plant, animal, or microorganism that has been subjected to biotechnology. The first genetically modified organism was developed in 1973 by biochemist Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen, who inserted DNA from one bacterium into another. This breakthrough in genetic engineering soon allowed for the development of bacteria to produce human insulin for diabetic patients, which in 1982 became the first consumer GMO product approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration or FDA. Since then, a number of important GMO crops have been developed for pest resistance or nutritional enhancement, and the technologies used to develop them are widely used in research.
To provide an overview of what the genetic engineering techniques, I'll be discussing some of them. Genetic engineering is the artificial manipulation, modification, and recombination of DNA or other nucleic acid molecules in order to modify an organism or population of organisms. The techniques employed in genetic engineering have led to the production of medically important products such as human insulin, human growth hormone, and hepatitis B vaccine. One of these techniques is the CRISPR, an abbreviation for clustered regularly interphase short palindromic repeats. So CRISPR is the name of the bacterial defense system that makes up the basis of the CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing system technology. CRISPR was first discovered by Francisco Mojica in ALTHEA. He believed that CRISPRs were the key part of the bacterial immune systems. Another technique is the gene splicing. It is a form of genetic engineering where specific genes or gene sequences are inserted into the genome of different organisms. Gene splicing can also specifically refer to a step during the processing of deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, to prepare it to be translated into protein. Gene splicing can also be applied to molecular biology techniques that are aimed in integrating various DNA sequences or genes into the DNA of cells.
GMOs are also contributing to innovations beyond the farm as well, including GMO crops that can help to reduce food waste, nutritionally enhanced GM crops that can help to alleviate undernourishment around the world, and new medicines that are being developed with genetic engineering. Farmers can use less spray pesticides when they plant GMO crops. This saves farmers money and reduces the amount of pesticides that end up on crops. Golden rice is a variety of rice that has been genetically modified to combat vitamin A deficiency, thanks to the inclusion of beta-carotene. This pigment is red-orange in color and is found in many plants, most famously carrots. Insulin, one of the most widely used medications and an essential lifeline for diabetics, was the first ever GE drug approved for use. GMOs have played a major role in the development of several vaccines that are either in use or in development, including Zika virus, Ebola virus, flu virus, and hepatitis B.
These are possible benefits of GMOs: more nutritious food, less use of pesticides, increased supply of food with reduced cost and longer shelf life, faster growing plants and animals. Do GMO cause allergies or allergic reactions? No. Most food allergies are caused by allergens found in just 9 foods: peanuts, tree nuts, milk, eggs, wheat, soy, shellfish, sesame, and fish. For example, soy is an allergenic food available in GMO version. If you are allergic to food made with traditional soy, you will be allergic to food made with GMO soy. If you're not allergic to food made with traditional soy, you won't be allergic to food made with GMO soy. Scientists developing GMOs run tests to make sure allergens aren't transferred from one food to another. Research shows that GMO food are no more likely to cause allergies than non-GMOs.
Genetically modified organisms have both positive and negative environmental impacts. The environmental benefits is reduced pesticides use because GMO crops like BT corn produce their own insecticide, reducing the need for chemical pesticides and lowering environmental contamination. And improve crop resilience. GMO can be engineered to withstand environmental stresses such as drought and salinity, leading to more stable food supplies and expanded arable land. While the environmental risks are biodiversity loss, which is the widespread use of GMO crops, can lead to monocultures, reducing genetic diversity and making crops more susceptible to diseases and pests, and gene flow to non-GMO crops, because genes from GMO crops can transfer to non-GMO crops and wild relatives, potentially contaminating organic crops and creating herbicide-resistant superweeds. And ecological imbalance. GMO can disrupt local ecosystems, for example by harming non-target insect species like pollinators and altering food web.
The increasing adaptation of genetically modified crops offers socioeconomic benefits such as increased farm profitability, income stability, and ease of operation. GM crops can generate benefits for adapting farmers, including increased yield and profit increases, as well as less tangible benefits such as less variability in yield and more flexibility in time management. For example, a wider time window for applying herbicides. Market introductions of biotechnology products have inherent microeconomic and competitive benefits and drawbacks. Socioeconomic impacts of GM crops are both positive and negative and are influenced by factors like crop type, location, and user distribution. Socioeconomic impacts at the farm level include all direct and indirect effects of GM crop while it is being produced. These impacts can affect the farmer, farm workers, or other farmers in the same region and can have income, health, social, and ethical or cultural aspects. Modern biotechnology and its regulation are subject to public and political debate in many parts of the world.
Relatively few Americans perceive broad scientific consensus on safety of GM foods. A recent report from the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine concluded that there was no persuasive evidence that genetically engineered crops have caused health or environment problems. GMO foods are carefully studied before they are sold to the public to ensure that they are safe as the foods we currently eat. These studies once showed that GMOs do not affect your different than GMO foods. GMO foods are healthful and safe to eat as their non-GMO counterparts. The role of GMOs in sustainable agriculture. As we have seen, genetically modified organisms or GMOs have been engineered to resist insects and pests, which has led to a significant reduction in pesticide use. While this had undoubtedly had positive effects on the environment, some people remain skeptical about the long-term effects of GMOs on both the environment and human health. However, it is important to consider the protection benefits of GMOs in sustainable agriculture, as they have the potential to increase crop yields, reduce food waste, and improve the nutritional value of crops. GMO can help reduce the environmental impact of agriculture by reducing the use of pesticides and herbicides. This can lead to a reduction in soil erosion, water pollution, and other negative environmental effects associated with conventional agriculture. Number 2, by increasing crop yields and reducing food waste, GMOs have the potential to help feed a growing global population. This is particularly important in areas where food security is already a major issue. The role of GMO in sustainable agriculture is complex and multifaceted. It is important to consider the potential benefits that GMOs can offer in terms of reducing the environmental impact of agriculture, increasing food security, and improving the nutritional value of crops.
Our objectives is to promote, inform, and sustainable practices regarding GMOs. To empower viewers with knowledge and practical solutions to engage responsibly with GMOs, supporting sustainable practices and informed decision making. For example, by encouraging public engagement in decision about GMO research, regulation, and ethics, it's like inviting people to a friendly gathering where they can freely express their thoughts, concerns about GMOs. It's about creating a space where everyone's voice is heard and respected, fostering a sense of community and shared learning. By sparking this conversation, we enable individuals to gain a deeper understanding of the science, laws, and ethical considerations surrounding GMOs.
empowering them to make informed choices that align with their values and beliefs. Another example is by inspiring farmers to embrace sustainable GMO practices that not only boost crop productivity but also contribute to a greener and healthier environment.
So, hello. Today I would like to address an important topic that concerns us all, GMOs. As consumers, we have the right to know what we are eating and the power to make informed choices. That's why education on GMO labeling is crucial. By understanding the labeling on our food, we can make informed decisions about whether or not to consume GMOs. Furthermore, we need to advocate for policies that balance innovation with safety and environmental protection. While GMOs have the potential to bring about many benefits, we must ensure that they are developed and utilized in a responsible manner. This means taking steps to protect our health and the environment, while also promoting innovation and progress.
Of course, there are potential risks, including an unknown long-term health effects as evidenced by concerns over GM soybeans possibly causing allergic reactions. So while extensive testing generally shows GM foods are safe, ongoing monitoring and research are essential to fully understand the health implications of the genetically modified foods. That's all, thank you. So your first question has something to do with the impact of the genetically modified organism to the environment and biodiversity. Well, GMOs can impact the environment and the biodiversity by potentially reducing genetic diversity and causing unintended harm to non-target species. So for example, GMO crops like BT corn produce a toxin to deter pests, which can affect beneficial insects and other organisms. And additionally, we have the crossbreeding of the GMO plants with wild relatives, which can lead to the spread of the modified genes in the wild and potentially altering ecosystems. So your next question has something to do with the effects or with the benefits, possible benefits of the intake of genetically modified organisms or genetically modified crops. Well, the consumption of genetically modified food poses potential benefits such as improved nutritional content and reduced pesticide use. As in the golden rice, if you're familiar with the golden rice, it's a byproduct of genetic engineering that is produced here in the Philippines. Well, the concept of the golden rice is to integrate or insert vitamin A in the rice, which make it a little bit golden in color. But of course, however, there are potential risks, including
So the study of